entire way.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you think you are? Obviously, you got a change with replacing 4 starters. What do you think you're off to start-wise right now?
I feel like we're off to a good start, man. It's different because you lost so many guys, but the good news is this group's all kind of the same age, same, level of learning. Like they've tied in together, like they're helping each other. And it's just like a fun bunch to be around, and we've been working a lot. Like they put a ton of time in, taking a ton of growth. There's been some MAs here and there, but for the most part, we've been pretty assignment sound. Guys have been playing hard. Like there's a ways to go, but I love what we're doing right now.
Wendell was telling us, he played like 345 last year, and he's like 320-ish this year.
Right.
I mean, what's your overall thoughts of him, and just especially seeing maybe what you saw in film out of him at Arizona last year at that weight versus what you're seeing this spring at his current weight?
Yeah, he's a twitched up dude, man. So he moved great at 345, moving even better at 325. The thing that you saw on tape but didn't know till you got him, man, he has a real sixth sense for the game, like just really good at adjusting on the fly, understands. Like credit to him too, like probably the most meticulous note taker we have in the meeting. Like used his notebook as kind of an example when we did notebook checks on the way he approaches the game. It had a little issue trying to get into it health-wise, and now he's rolling full speed and doing phenomenal.
What all goes into a notebook check?
Yeah, me having to sit there and go through it and make notes and give them a grade for how they're actually taking notes and ideas on how to organize it differently, and are you doing enough drawings, are you doing enough the rules, are you writing down the corrections you're supposed to be making every day, those type things.
Is this all from film or from just meetings with you?
Install, film, everything.
So you're kind of like a teacher going through and grading these notebooks?
Exactly, and it is it's a task, especially with 18 of them. There's a lot of notes, but it's been worth it. It's been kind of what we've done here, trying to push the envelope every single day.
Do you grade on a curve?
Grade on a curve? No, they won't let us have a curve come fall on Saturday. So
Have you always done that?
I've done it before in the past. Last few years you've been lucky because you've had a bunch of experienced guys that knew how to take notes and how to do it. Now you've got a bunch of young guys that, man, for the first time, they're learning the process of what it takes to be a pro.
What's the biggest difference you see in Lance from last season to even now?
Man, probably knowledge of the game. He's really bought into trying to understand everything around him, not just himself. He's asking about routes and why defense do this and why are we doing this, and just trying to holistically learn. Thing I've challenged him on, he still has to continue to work just run game footwork and what he's doing, and then in his protections, man, keeping in base, staying in a good body position, and fight every day like there's something breathing down your neck. But he's been awesome, been phenomenal.
Sam Pendleton was one you almost got the first time around, but to be able to get him on the bounce back, having played a little bit of college football, what is it you like about him?
And I feel like we hit on both transfers and the fact that they're just phenomenal human beings. Sam's helped one off the field kind of unite the room. He does a great job of trying to get guys to go eat dinner outside the facility, go play golf outside the facility, do things together. And then he's highly intelligent, playing guard, center. There's been some MAs just because those are the two toughest positions when you transfer in, and he knows it. We've talked about it, but man, he grinds at it every single day, has a great attitude, has probably been just integrated into the room so fast.
When you got the practice field this spring and you looked around, there was no Cooper, there's no Spraggins. I mean, how odd was that? Because this is your 5, and you didn't hear every step of the way.
It was crazy. Probably more surrealistic when you had that first meeting. And you're looking at the guys in the room, man, this is different. But it's miss them, man, loved having them. But now it's you got to go and want the best for them. You got to see, like yesterday, I think Rome, Coop, Dane, and Dre were working out, and I got to see them as like long lost buddies you hadn't seen in a long time, man. We're like just freaking schoolgirls over there chatting. But you know, we're going jealous this unit that we have now.
Picking off of that, what do you like about the center competition right now?
The fact that it is a competition. You know, with Coop, you know, you would kind of fake, like, you know, you gotta go, but like you knew Coop was gonna be it. And Sat, yeah, for sure, gets the start of the spring piece of it, but you got Sam pushing on him, you got Max pushing on him, Nick Moore's come along. Like, he's not at that level yet, but you know, there's competition there, and man, anytime there's competition, it helps you get better.
How's David coming along for spring?
Good.
What are you pushing him in right now as you get through the middle part of spring?
You know, early on, was challenging him. Man, you want to play early, you have to learn everything, and like trying to push the envelope mentally. I think he's gotten a ton better there. He's one of the ones that, you know, trying to help him learn how to be a pro as far as the note-taking piece of it. He is freaky athletic, freaky talented, man. He flashes as much as anybody. And like the amount of times that he's able to go play full speed, as he knows exactly what he's doing, is way more now than it was at the very beginning. He just got to keep building on that to where, man, something changes and he doesn't, you know, have to think. He can just react and go play. But he's one, again, phenomenal kid, is bought in every single day, works and grinds his butt off, comes over and meets extra. Like, he's done a great job.
You mentioned Satterwhite. I guess, where's he come since last year, and what's kind of the next step that he needs to take to win that job?
I think he's doing one, trying to be a leader. We've divided up like responsibilities in the room. He's got making sure everybody has their goals set and kind of put that on him, and every time they don't, he has a deal for it, and he's done a good job leadership-wise, has been really solid. Mentally, it actually been our best center snap until today. You gotta get that right, but you know, he's gained the weight. He's 308, 310 pushing, so he's doing everything that he needs to.
Larry's kind of a forgotten guy, I think, by a lot of people, because you got a 5-star and David, and you got Lance Hurd. What do you think Larry is? Can he play both sides? How do you see him factoring in?
Yeah, you know, especially into last year, I thought had come an unbelievable long way. And being honest with him through it, like, man, I was expecting him to just like jump out and have an unbelievable spring. He's had a very solid one. I'm like, man, Trey, you've got the capability of even taking another step. And I think he understands, he agrees. We've been trying to be super honest in the O-line room. He's got that ability, man. As far as flipping, I feel like we can potentially do some of that. I just want him to be comfortable, because he played majority left last year. Now he's playing right. Again, I can't speak for him and the room, the buy-in and what the work is, but he's done a good job.
How do you balance the room? Like, you got a core group of guys from last year's class, the Ginther, Jesse Perry, those guys you really like, and you bring in 2 transfers.
Mm-hmm.
How do you balance that, making sure they don't get discouraged? Because I'm sure they thought when the season ended, okay, it's my go time, and all of a sudden here come these 2 transfers in, you know, to keep them engaged to where they don't want to knee-jerk after spring and want to go poor.
Yeah, I think honesty. And after the season, we had exit meetings, was brutally honest with them about where they stood and the fact that, man, we needed help depth-wise inside, that we were going to bring guys in. The first meeting that we had in the room, went through every single person and told them where I thought they were, who I thought they were as a player, what they needed to improve on, where they were on the depth chart. After practice 5, we did the same thing, like communicating to them, this is where you're at. And if you don't like where you're at, be a man, fix it, and go get the position. And at the end of the day, that's your responsibility. And they've embraced that. They've enjoyed that piece of it.
What was your
Next
exit
question.
meeting with, how was your exit meeting with Lance Hurd? Just, how did you grade him out, and how far did you want him to come?
Yeah, again, was really honest, like, man, it hurt you missing fall camp. You know, you had the ankle and did a phenomenal job battling through it, but that didn't help you. We gotta get better in the areas I listed in spring with the protection and staying in a good base and the run game footwork and learning the game. And he was not only agreeing, but like wanting help in how to do it, when can you do extra work. He wants to be elite, and he's done everything in his power to be a leader and be elite. He just got to keep pushing, man. So I guess just telling the truth.